Hi there, I'm Susan Hilton from Tully Solutions. So, here's a great question one of my lovely clients recently asked me. My customer isn't going to pay. Should I just delete the invoice? Short answer no. Deleting the invoice might make it disappear, but it also erases the history of that sale, and that can throw off your income reports, mess with your accounts receivable, and create problems come tax time. Instead, what you want to do is write it off as bad debt. That way, your books stay accurate and you still have a record of the transaction. I've made a quick little video so that you can see the three main steps in writing off that bad debt. Okay, here we are in the Qubio sample company. The first thing I want to do is show you that outstanding invoice. So we're going to go to Sales, Customers. The customer in this case is Amy's Bird Sanctuary. If we go down to the bottom of her account, we can see the overdue invoice, $810. The company has decided for one reason or another that this invoice is not going to get paid. So let's quickly go inside and take note of a few things. Okay, I want you to note the date of the invoice, the product and the amount of the product. And if you are dealing with sales tax, take note of what the sales tax is and then the invoice total, which is $810. The first step in our process is going to be to create a bad debt account in our chart of accounts. So let's go and do that. Now, I would recommend that you first search to make sure you don't already have that, and we actually do. If you don't, you're just going to select New, and then I'll show you what you'll select once you've done that. You're going to give it an account name of bad debt. You're going to choose expenses as the account type, bad debts as the detailed type, put in a description that helps you remember what this is about, and save and close. Then the next step is to create a bad debt product. So we're going to go into our products and services. Again, search to make sure that you don't already have this product. And in fact, we do have this product. It's called Bad Debt here. If you didn't, you would again just select New, and then I'll show you what you'll select. It's a non-inventory product. You're going to call it Bad Debt. Give it a description that makes sense. It helps you to remember what this is about. No price, but this is the most important thing. Remember to select the bad debt account that we just created, the expense account, and then you'll save and close. The second step in our process is to create the credit memo. So in order to do that, we're going to go plus New, credit memo, choose Amy's Bird Sanctuary as our customer. Make sure that the correct date is available. We're going to choose the product that we created, Bad Debt. And in here for the rate, keep in mind, particularly if you're using sales tax, that you want to have the product rate up in this line, and then the system will calculate the sales tax, which will give you the total that should match the total of Amy's invoice. On the message, you want to put something that will remind you of what you've just done. So let's say write off bad debt. And we are also going to put that down here as well. Okay, and then in order to see, at the moment you can see it's 750. It hasn't calculated the tax. You just need to hit save. There we go. And we have the tax calculated. The third step in the process is going to be to apply the credit memo. So here we are in Amy's account, and we can see down the bottom here that her invoice for $810 is still overdue. And at the top here, we can see that credit memo we created for $810 is unapplied. So let's go now and apply that credit memo. In order to do that, we select plus new, receive payment. We're going to choose Amy as the customer. Now, make sure that she has 2 invoices outstanding, so make sure the correct invoice is selected, which it is here. Make sure the credit memo has been selected. In the amount received on the right-hand side, make sure that that is 0. Check your date and make sure that the payment date is correct. And once all of those things have been done, we just need to save and close. And we're back in Amy's account, and we can see that her invoice for $810 has been paid, the credit memo has been applied, and there has been a payment. Now, there is something you can do to your account so that things like credit memos are automatically applied, or all credits actually, and that is to go up to the gear, go to Accounts and Settings, go to Advanced, then Automation, Automatically Apply Credits, slide that on and save, and now it will automatically apply credits to your accounts. Take a moment to think about whether that's appropriate for your particular situation, but it certainly is a very convenient tool to have. Now, finally, I just want to discuss the implications of what we've done. So when we started this video, I talked about why it's important not to delete invoices where customers are not going to be making the payments. And the reason is that we would have no record in our books of the work that we had done. So doing it this way, we still have an invoice in here. We can see all the details of that particular transaction. And then I'm going to quickly just take us to reports, and we're going to have a look at the implications on our profit and loss. So because this is an expense, it will show up on the profit and loss. Okay, so here you can see the gross profit. Then if we go a little further down, you can see the bad debt of $750. So what is going to happen here is, because we wrote this off, it increases our expenses by $750, which reduces our income down the bottom here, our net operating income, by $750, and therefore it has tax implications because we reduced that income. Well, I hope this video helped your understanding of how to treat bad debt in your books. If this feels a little overwhelming, or you just want someone to handle it for you, well, that's what I'm here for. I help small businesses clean up their books, stay on top of their monthly financial management, and of course, make confident decisions backed by clear and accurate reports. If you need help, let's chat. Visit me at tullysolutions.com, send me a message, and I look forward to talking to you soon.